etc. Whatever, I don't care about that crap because I don't have that in me anymore. But I know that most people, this is why they fail, and this is why many of you in this room have probably failed up until now, because you haven't been able to act in that focused way consistently. So somebody was speaking to me in the back saying, Saj, I know this is great, I couldn't keep up and set up a campaign or whatever on the day, but I know when I go back I'm going to get sucked into my life. And even though, like, I sympathize with the guy, if he was my mentoring student, I would have a go at him. I don't allow that kind of stuff, I said, do you want to be successful? You got to do what you got to do to make it happen. You can't say to me, I'm going to get sucked into my life. That's no excuse, right? There's no excuse for that. So what I said to Scott is we need to keep these guys on track. And how do we keep somebody, if somebody wants to work with us, our time is worth a lot of money. I don't want to waste my time on somebody who's not going to take action. How do we keep these people on track? So we first of all came up with a quarterly webinar. Okay, now this quarterly webinar every 3 months is going to happen. Now this webinar is for the purpose of giving you all of the latest things that are happening in this industry, because if you want to be successful in internet marketing, you have to be on top of the industry, right? So this is going to include all the latest things that are happening in the industry in terms of techniques, systems, etc. But not only that, every 3 months you're going to get a 1 hour call with me and a 1 hour call with Scott, okay, personally on the phone with you. And this is a call where we're going to say to you, first call is going to be something like this: where are you, what do you want to do, etc., etc. Here's an action plan, okay? Do this, do this, do this, do this. 3 months later, when I speak to you, I expect you've done everything I've told you to do. Because if you haven't moved forward. But if you have, then on the next call I can say to you, okay, now you've done this, now go and do this, 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 this. Answer any of your questions or any issues you've had in the interim, and say now go and do this, etc., etc. And then that's for a whole year. So if you got me and him working with you for a whole year and you don't make any money in the internet, then, was it McDonald's that had a job vacancy outside the other day we saw, right? Then, it makes, I'm not even joking, guys, right? Because we all understand the importance of having a mentor. And I can tell you now, the mentors that I've had in my life, they haven't been nice people. They haven't been nice people in a sense, like, they're not going to say to you, oh, don't worry, it's going to be okay. They're going to be like, dude, go and do this. If you don't do it, you ain't speaking to me next month. Simple. I'm too busy. That's it. But the thing is, because I've been pushed to that extent, knowing that I'm always on the edge, right, this is what makes money. If you want to make money, you can't necessarily be all, fluffy about it. You have to be hardcore. And this is what working with him. I'm working with Scott now because I want to get to the level that he's done things on, right? And I can tell you now, when he tells me, Saj, I want you to, I ask him a question about a certain business, and he goes, Saj, okay, go and do this, check this out, check these videos out, then implement this. Next time I call, I'm on it straight away. So the next conversation I have with him, I said, Scott, I've done all of this, what do I do next? And this is why I make money. Now, this is the only thing you need is that guidance, the question and answer, to get your questions answered, to get your difficulties answered. We're there for you. And also just to have that blueprint or an action plan every 3 months to carry you through the whole year, so you're not lost, you're not going and trying random things. You've got an action plan on what to do for the whole year. So we'll do that for you as well, okay? We discussed that. Scott's happy to do that. I'm happy to do that, as long as you take action on what we tell you to do. So I'm going to put that on there as well. So this is, first of all, you're going to get the quarterly webinars. And then you're going to get 2 hours with me and Scott, like each individually. So me 1 hour, him 1 hour, every 3 months for the whole year. Okay? So we've got the quarterly mentoring calls. Scott has also very kindly offered to be your CPA concierge, if you like. What this means is, if you want to get into a CPA network and you can't get in, he can get you in, one phone call. He knows all of the network owners. If you want to set up a media buying campaign, you don't know how to do it, he'll tell you exactly how to do it. So for the duration of this time, he's willing via, I don't know how you're going to do it, via email, via phone, whatever it takes. He's willing to sort of be your concierge in this industry that he's part of. And I can tell you now, for all the money I've made from all of this ninja stuff that I speak about, this is where I'm heading my business towards, right? Because I'm on a business scaling, I want to grow a business, I want to grow my product ranges. I don't want to be chasing a YouTube technique this day and this technique that day. Yeah, it's good for money, but ultimately I'm now going where he is, or where he's been, of being able to go to MSN for a year, sign a contract for a year and just buy unlimited traffic, to scale my business. This is where me personally, I'm going. So this is him being my friend. Now I know if I have any difficulties and I give him a call, anything that I can't physically do, he can do it for me. So he's willing to be your CPA concierge, basically. Can't get to an affiliate network, get you in, having troubles with XYZ, he can show you the right direction.
Yeah, just real quick on that point. I mean, I think we all get stuck at some point, right, in this process, right, of going where we want to be. And I've run across these points hundreds of times, okay, like hundreds of times. And so usually it's a simple thing. It's I can't get into a CPA network, or I can't figure out Facebook, or who do I call if I have a product and no one will talk to me. So I think that, the goal here is if I can take, the experience I have in the space and make a phone call for you, or introduce you to somebody, or do one little thing that might radically transform your business, I'm happy to do it. Because as much as we stand up here and we know that some people won't take action, it's a huge goal of ours to see you guys all succeed. And so I've just found that usually there's just a little thing that stops somebody. And if we can break that logjam somehow, if it's a phone call I make or a mutual introduction via email, that oftentimes is what pushes people to the next step. Saj's stuff, the stuff here that we're doing, we really do want to get you off the ball. We all hope that you leave here today and you do something. If you don't, we're going to do something for you to help you push you along, because we believe so much in this stuff. So in terms of the concierge stuff, I call it concierge stuff, but just I'm encouraged to kind of there isn't probably a question or issue that I haven't answered 100 times before. So if I can kind of move you closer in my world, that's what it's designed to do. Because for me, it's an email, it's one phone call, it's something that I can do to help you guys. So I just wanted to kind of give you some context on what that is.
So all right, here, Scott, I don't even know how to spell concierge, I'll give it a go. Concierge.
That's pretty good.
And is there one in there? Who cares? Another thing, some people have asked me about social media. Everybody knows social media is very big right now. I showed you Facebook yesterday, it's only growing. And now some people want to set up their social media profiles, fan pages, YouTube, Twitter, etc. Maybe you don't know how to do that yet. So I work with some people who do that very well. They charge me a lot of money. They're doing my whole profiling for me right now, because I've always been underground, as you know. I've never been bothered about branding or people knowing my name or any crap like that. I haven't needed to, and I still don't need to. But I see that social media is growing very much now, so it would be silly if I don't take advantage of that, So basically, I'm having somebody do all my fan pages now, all my YouTube accounts, all my Twitter accounts, just to build my social media brand. And if you want to be an authority in your niche, you've got two options. If you want to be an affiliate and a small-time person who's underground but still making lots of money, that's cool. But if you want to be an authority in your niche, you want to brand yourself, or you want to brand your company or your product, or if you've got any kind of business that you want to brand in a big way, then you really should be taking advantage of social media right now, simply because it's the way forward. Everybody's doing it, everybody's social, everybody's on Facebook, everybody's tweeting, everybody's on YouTube, and you can get so much exposure if you brand yourself in the right way. So I'm personally having that done right now. So for people who are interested, who have a product, brand, service, or they want to brand themselves, we will create your whole social media profile for you, okay? And that will include your YouTube accounts, your Twitter accounts, your Facebook pages, fan pages, all of that kind of stuff. So I'll put that in there as well. I'll just put social media profile. Okay, and I think that was it, really. Yeah, so guys, I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to go and try to, how we do at seminars all the time. This is worth this much, this is worth this much, this is worth this much. You guys have been here with us 2 days now. You've seen what we do. We've tried to basically pour everything we know out to you, step by step. Literally everything that we showed you in these 2 days, and you've still got quite a significant amount to go with Scott. We've got some phone calls coming from Plenty of Fish, guys, me and Rian have been talking about them for about a year, how much money these guys make. And you're having a call with the guy who owns it now, right?
Yeah, well, it's the guy that works for the guy that owns it.
Yeah, the guy that works for the guy that owns it, telling you exactly what these guys do. This is huge, right? He's got a call coming. We've got another call coming live on here. Who's the other guy?
With Drew, the guy that I showed you that got 700,000 paying customers in under a year. So he's my when I have questions, I'll call him.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, this is a golfing guy, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. I was speaking to Scott the other day on the phone before he came in. I was like, Scott, you know what? I want to get at this JV world. I do like it. I've done it for a while, but I want to just focus on real growth in my business now. And he told me about this guy, Drew, and a couple of other guys who basically was in the same sort of position, but then they went and they took a product and they just scaled it with media buying and stuff like that. And it's just huge. Infinite potential. So these guys are going to be calling in a moment. So we've still got a bit to go. But my point is, the last 2 days, what we've tried to do, and I know maybe sometimes it's been a bit difficult for some of you guys, we get that, but please understand what this knowledge can do for you, okay? You've got the knowledge broken down now. Please understand that this is the knowledge that can help you get everything you want, you know? Help you provide for your family, go on those dream holidays, buy those houses and toys that you dream of. This is all here for you, been presented in front of you. It's not a joke, guys. This is the real deal. And you'll see that and you'll feel that now, right? This is the real deal. From me and Scott, we've poured everything out to you. So if you can't take this and go away and make money with it, or it doesn't matter if you're having difficulty understanding it right now, that shouldn't even be a concern. You've got it laid out for you, right? This is how this stuff works. So, you know, that's what we've tried to do over these last 2 days. Hopefully you get that now, right? So I'm not going to do something silly by saying this is worth this much, this much, this much. But just to give you a rough idea in terms of price, like a personal squeeze page, and I don't mean a squeeze page that you're going to go and get an outsourcer to do. That if you was to go and get an outsourcer right now to do this for you, you probably wouldn't pick the best outsourcer. It would probably take you a few goes to do it. But the way I'm going to do it for you is going to be top of the range instantly, right? So a squeeze page with personal video and autoresponder. Personally, I would say a price of that, even if I'm being super conservative, £500 to £1,000, right? Like that's how much it would cost me to go and get something like this done. So let's be conservative. I'm going to say £500, right? That's how much this would be worth, right? I'm not going to go crazy with these prices. YouTube campaign, 10 vids. If you used to go and get an outsourcer, I'd probably say remember, these aren't the way you would have gone and done it. These are fully edited, professional videos that are going to go onto YouTube with maximum exposure and optimization to get you the most amount of traffic possible. So YouTube campaigns, 10 videos, I'd probably say they would charge $100 a vid. So let's say $1,000. So that's how much? About 700 quid, 700 pounds, something like that. 700 pounds for that. Automated website, I know for a fact the ones that Reed does with all the content and plugins, I think they're about 450, right? Something like that, is it? Yeah, something up or down, maybe a little bit. So about 450 pounds for that. Quarterly webinars, I don't even know, I've never done it before, I don't even have a price for it. All I can say in terms of my time, like I showed you at the last seminar, and if you've been to any of my past seminars, 15 grand per day is what I would charge personal consultancy, which I don't even do anymore. I did drop it down to 10k for a few people who couldn't afford it, but I don't even do it anymore, right? I don't know how much you charge. Do you do private consultancy?
I try not to.
Yeah, same. We try not to because we don't have time. We don't need to, right? But if I was to do quarterly webinars, I'm not even going to